And Lutri. Interesting. I have White Schwartz card that I use for tokens, but I wasn't very interested in the game. I have a lot of options here. Alright, let's use the power of the internet to see if we can figure out what Blue Dragon plays. No results found. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to sequence it. I'm just gonna go Triome Emerald Pass, I think. I don't want to play the Deafening Silence unless the Deafening Silence is good against my opponent, or else it's hindering me slightly. And then next turn, this like lets me go Ren with Spell Pierce backup. So I'm pretty happy with taking this line. Obviously, it exposes myself a little bit to a really powerful turn 1 play, but I don't even know what my opponent's playing, so alright, so we definitely didn't want to play Deafening Silence. I kind of wish we could have Spell Pierced this card, as it's one of the better cards one of the only cards you can Spell Pierce out of Once Upon a Time decks, typically. But so another Hogak player, or HollowVine player, depending on what they do here. Our hand is not very well set up to beat anything. Oh, it's HollowVine. Well, we're going to get Vengevine on turn 1. I think we're dead. Seems like a bad matchup for us, and this hand doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's been literally 2 games, and it was fine in this game and bad in the last game. I don't know what you're trying to say, man. Is you literally can't judge a card on 2 games of Magic, especially when it depends on what you're playing against, right? Like, our whole deck is bad against this. Mulligan the deck. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's like very few times where we're actually holding up a spell, though. I don't know, whatever. Can I actually get out of this? Is there any way? I don't think so. If I draw a Dak Faden, I guess is my out, but I don't have any draw spells. Pretty bad for me. It's just like Mystic Sanctuary, guys. Do you think Mystic Sanctuary is bad because it's a tap land? Come on now. Like, if you draw Mystic Sanctuary in every hand, you'd think it was bad. But it's actually one of the most broken cards in Vintage. We're never beating Bizarre Squee, so I don't really know why I'm trying, but I really do think that Bizarre decks are probably this deck's worst matchup, and we've just gotten wrecked, so. If both of our hands had Sanctuaries instead of Triomes, we would have said the exact same thing about Sanctuary in those hands, so. Not really concerned, to be honest. No, those cards are not that good. The lands that are... Those are like an aggro card. Those are like aggro lands for Pioneer. Those aren't like... You know... Jesus Christ. This deck is so good against blue. Alright, well now I just want to concede because I can't even play a deck if I get it. Alright, at least we get to go out fast. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my day, but... Right. Alright, Strip Mine, Tabernacle, Tormod's Crypt, Pithing Needle, Soul Guide Lantern, Ancient Grudge, and Surgical Extraction, Ravenous Trap, maybe. That might be a little bit overkill, but I think it's fine. And then we just take out, I don't know, we'll have to see about these. Obviously, Mindbreak Trap. Obviously, Force of Negation. Obviously Misstep. Obviously Silence. Lightning Bolt is okay, not great. Not thrilled with these counter spells, really. Like, our deck is, like, pretty ill-suited for these matchups, I would think. We do have a Goyf, which blocks really well. Alright, try again. We played against 0 blue decks, which is where I would suspect our deck is better. Fucking really? 3-0? It's like by far and away anime of the year. Season 2 has been phenomenal. Like, what did I do wrong here? What did I do to deserve this shit? I actually think you probably keep the Triumph here to cycle it. Oh, fuck it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want all of your lands, and then next turn we just put a Lutri into our hand. Whatever. I'm gonna keep it. I don't know, whatever. Is this hand's only slightly, like, it's probably worse than the Strip Mine hand, right? Maybe. I don't know, man. I mean, I think I'm just running pretty cold. I'm just gonna F6. Get value here. It's okay. It's okay. We're getting all the coldness out for this weekend, and then next weekend we'll run PO and we'll win the showcase. It's fine. Overlord is like not a very good anime, unfortunately. Season 1 was okay, and then everything after that was just like did you see season 3 of Overlord? It was so bad. It was one of the worst animated things I've seen in a while. I mean, I watched all of Overlord, and I would probably watch another season of Overlord, but it's a real 5 out of 10 kind of show. Isekai is a genre where someone is transported to another world. Typically not the strongest genre in terms of quality writing. I mean, this is a really good Tabernacle hand, so. But they have double squee! Like, opponent is killing it, man. Opponent's just killing the game. I don't think all of it is trash, but it's, predominantly not very good writing. I actually have not actually watched Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate. On my to-do lists. That could be very good next turn, but unfortunately I won't have anywhere close to enough mana to cast it. Because the bird has to pay for itself. I mean, I at least get to kill 2 hollow ones here, so there's small amount of winning, but opponents on double squee, they're just gonna draw into a wasteland and eventually overcome this, so it's really not a great place for me to be in life. So this hand actually ended up being better than my Strip Mine hand because opponent had 12 power on turn 1 for free, so the Tabernacle was better. But I don't really think I'm beating double squee Bazaar either, so. Opponent's on 7 cards. Opponent played 12 free power on turn 1 and has 7 cards in their hand. What am I supposed to do? I needed to have a rab trap for the squeeze or like a surgical extraction or like, you know, not 5 lands. Not 5 lands. Yeah. Not 5 lands probably would have helped a slight bit. I don't know. Restrict Bazaar or just like register a better deck? I don't know, man. Are they gonna return Vengevine this turn too? Watch them like go Rootwalla, Hollow One, Wasteland, return Vengevine. Do it. Whoa, yeah! Opponent misplayed! Opponent misplayed, chat! We're good. We get to slam a Narset. Opponent misplayed. They should not. Oh my fucking god. You've got to be kidding me. What the fuck is this shit? Not our day. Not our day. All right, so now if we draw red and 6 because opponent for some reason they didn't attack with Vengevine. Nice. All right, so opponent. All right, so for everyone who's watching at home who wants to know how to play HollowVine, you want to hold this Wasteland until my end step. There are multiple reasons. 1, I have to pay for my own Birds of Paradise. 2, I can't replay a second Tabernacle. I guess they know I don't have a second Tabernacle because I'm on Lutri. Wait, no, that's not true. Lutri's non-land. Non-land. Never mind. I could easily have a second Tabernacle in my deck, and then I could play it this turn. Or, like I said, if we draw Ren and 6, I can return the Tabernacle and replay it this turn. They don't want any of those things to happen, but the next best, the best thing we can draw is a way of Ren and 6 to replay Tabernacle. The next best thing we can draw is something to get rid of these 2 squeeze. Like that. I still think we probably jam a Narset. 1, it gets rid of a counter magic, and 2, it makes them attack into it, and they can't use Bazaar until after attacks. Savine's returns Tabernacle is cool too. Definitely activating as it's 100% to die. We hit Lotus Gush. Lotus is a cantrip with our Triome. Theoretically, we could Lotus for our Lutri, which is a blocker. And then next turn, we could even, like, Lutri double Surgical. But that seems like... we have to Surgical on our next opponent's turn, just so that we get rid of these squeeze. Gush is, like, super awkward for us because we really don't want to pick up our lands. But I don't really know... I'm, like, actually leaning towards Lotus, just because it lets us do, like, different things. Whereas Gush is going to mean we just can't cast spells. Maybe if we, like, hit a good enough card. I guess if we gushed into Dak Faden, that would be good enough. I guess we have Savines, so maybe we should just take Gush. Alright, I think you could make an argument for Lotus, but I think I'm just going to take Gush. And then opponent didn't negate this. But I think we should... I mean, I don't want them to act... I guess they can't activate. Alright, so I'm going to just play around Force of Negation by Surgicaling on their turn. I know opponent didn't negate this, but this technically doesn't do that much, so I could see a world where they just don't negate that. Alright, I'm going to hit your squeeze with my Surgical, which is good for us. Opponent's hand is Memnite, Once Upon a Time, Sphinx of Foresight. I guess we knew they had a Sphinx still. Alright, so this is good. Opponent gets to draw only 1 card. They attack with their Vengevine at Narset. They attack with their either of these at Narset, and I take 5 and go to 8. We might win if we hit Savines or a Ren. Sure. I dig that. I buy that. it's gonna be interesting on what mana we float. I guess we float green, blue. That way we can play a Wren off of Birds of Paradise, and if we need to play a Savines, we can play it off by replaying Tundra. They're attacking with both? No, okay, alright. I believe in you, opponent. I believe in you. Attack me, yep. Alright, so opponent has Memnite, Once Upon a Time Sphinx, activates looking for a blue card for force. Or sorry, looking for a force. I mean, I can give you a free trial too. Crunchyroll is fine. Like, if you're not trying to watch, you don't even need a sub if you're not trying to watch an airing show. If you're watching a show that's already aired, I'm pretty sure most of them are free. Memnite, oh wow, shit, now we can't Tabernacle. Alright, well. Pretty bad for me. And opponent probably they can't find a force off this. So they have a Sphinx and one unknown. I'm pretty sure most things on Crunchyroll are free if you're not watching week to week. If you're watching the anime that come out every week, they delay it by like 2 weeks or something. I mean, I can also give you a website for like torrenting or something if you were super interested. They found another hollow one off the Once Upon a Time. All right, how do I win this game, chat? The fourth hollow one, I guess. So now we kind of need Ancient Grudge or Dak Faden. I guess we don't actually want to flow green anymore because we don't even want to play a Wren. They hit Force of Will off of their Bazaar. Force of Will, Gaia's Cradle off their Bazaar activation. And then found the fourth Once Upon a Time off the fourth hollow one off the Once Upon a Time. We would have hit Savines into Tabernacle if they didn't have a Cradle. All right, it's just not a magic day, chat. It's not a magic day, and that's just the gist of it. All right. I'm 1-2 in a 7-round tournament. I will not be playing the remaining 4 rounds. I'm gonna send you guys to find some better vintage player than I.